Okay, so this is in my heart and my spirit that I have to report this because it might be fantastical, maybe a little scary, but it's truth, it's reality, and I know that this will help someone. I recently had an experience that allowed me to see something that I had not been able to see before. And you can't really see it like you can see this cup. It's not like that. It's like you detect, you have to like see all of the patterns of where you experience things that have occurred that got you to where you were or wouldn't allow you to get to where you're trying to get to. So my experience was that it'd been like 7 years that I had been trying to get rooted and find a place to live and to establish myself. But I was having a really hard time. And okay, so this goes back to about 7 years when I was with someone who was not the most honest person. And he was married. He wasn't married when I met him, but he got married while we were dating. And so this person didn't tell me, and so I got caught up in an adulterous affair. And so therefore it was it was a trap. It was a trap. And so I ended up receiving a lot of things from this person. And when you're receiving things that come from a place that is tainted, it's like the dark side entities could actually use people, and those would be sources where you get things that come from El Diablo, the devil, right? So I had a lot of things and that were very expensive, and there was jewelry and furniture, clothing, things that came from that relationship that I didn't want to get rid of because they were so pricey, and I was like, no, I want to wear my fur coats. No, I want to use my $15,000 bed. No, I want to use, I want to be able to find a place. When I get settled, I'm going to put all this furniture in that new place that I obtain. I wasn't able to obtain a new place because this is what happens when you receive things from the devil and he works through people. He'll set you up, manipulations abound with the dark side. They will not let you have peace. And actually, when you make the transactions where you receive things from the devil, he can take anything and everything from you, and even things that God gave you. He is a legalist. He will be able to make those transactions, and he won't even let you know. You won't even know that you're actually like open. You're like a blank check. He can take whatever they want from you. Thus, I couldn't find a home. And I had actually been given something that I did not know that I received, because it's like an open altar to be making transactions on. So what they gave me, I didn't know that I actually received, and it was the vagabond spirit. So with these things that I was gifted and I received came from the devil through a person that I was unsuspecting of being, used that way. I made those transactions. They gave me the vagabond spirit in exchange for material stuff. And I didn't know until just a couple of months ago. And then, I had moved out here to another state because I was ushered out by the divine. The divine was like saying, you gotta go, like, and I'm like, okay, I feel it. I feel like I'm being pushed and inspired, but in a very strong way to leave California. So on my way out, I'm driving down the road. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going, but it just feels right. And I see all these open doors, just like opening in my mind's eye. Okay. And then I hear the voice say, don't take anything, only what you need. I'm like, well, I don't have anything. I was just going on this like weekend trip, but now I'm driving off into the sunset to like, I don't know where and for how long, but I don't know. I'm just going to keep going. So I had said, okay, I won't take anything, only what I need. And everything was in storage still, the stuff that like heavy, expensive furniture, expensive jewelry, clothing, and all that. Months later, I get a job in another state, and I'm like, okay, I guess this is it. I'm gonna move. And so I got a place to live, but it really wasn't my own place. It was like somebody else's place that I was like staying in, and so I was like really like, it was a tight little space there. And I'm like, well, I can't bring my furniture out here because I got no room. I can't bring my belongings, so I have to wait until I can get my own place, and then I can expand my tents, right? Well, come winter, I go out to California to get some winter clothes. When I walked into my storage unit, it was green. Like everything was moldy. It was destroyed. Like everything was just not usable. I walked in there and I'm like, oh, it smells funky in here. It smells like mold. And then all of a sudden my arms start itching. I start itching everywhere. My eyes are stinging. I'm like, oh no. Oh my gosh, it's all green in here. Everything was destroyed. But I count it all joy because it is what I think God doing for me what I couldn't do for myself. I had to get rid of that stuff. Those were transaction pieces with the dark side that kept giving them the legal rights to keep putting, making transactions and putting into me that vagabond spirit that I could not, would not allow me to sit still. I had to go from place to place to place to place to place. I had to sign off on all the property that was in the storage unit. And after that, I was cleared. After you sign, you're like, okay, just take it away. Just take it away. I can't deal with it. And after that, things started rolling differently. I got this big, beautiful home. Expanded my tents. I mean, it's unexpected, I'm like, wow. But the thing that was so just like eye-opening and just like sunshine on this situation that just, it revealed everything, was that I didn't know what the vagabond spirit was, but I was praying against it. I was like, why can't I find a place to be settled at? So the vagabond spirit and the orphan spirit. Let me tell you something about the orphan spirit. We are never orphans because we belong to the Most High, and He is our Father. We are not orphans. And, okay, let's get back to the vagabond spirit. It's hard to detect because we never know what we're making, the transactions that are being made, because the dark side is like something you can't really see. They do all kinds of transactions in the spirit realm that we in this dimension are not always privy to. You have to be able to detect. But just know this. Watch out who you make transactions with. Make sure they're like not working for the dark side. You know, there's different ways that they come about. But I'll tell you what, people who are working in the light, they don't do drugs, they don't do adultery, they don't lie, they don't cheat, they don't steal. That's something to start with there, you know? Yeah, so I hope that this story helps somebody. Because there's a lot of people out there that they don't know the spells that they're under. I hope this helps. So evicting the vagabond spirit is going to result in you being able to have peace, a beautiful home, to grow roots at, become established, and have a non-stressful life, right? You gotta have that. You gotta have that. So, how to get rid of the vagabond spirit is stay in alignment with the Most High. Do your transactions by what Jesus already did for us. He already paid for everything. So what we have to do is stay in alignment with that transaction. So what do we do? Take communion. Take your communion elements, a piece of bread and some grape juice, and say, I am in alignment with the priesthood of Melchizedek, where the blood of the Lamb was slain on the altar that sits on the throne of God, and that's where I make my transactions. That's what I am in alignment with. And the more you do that, the more all the other transactions that the dark side's trying to do with you, or has done, will start falling away. But you also have to let go of those idols. You have to let go of the things that people gave you that are, where the people are corrupt. Sorry, sometimes it's painful, but yeah, we were born with nothing, and we will, it's okay. You don't need that. You don't need those things. Let them go. So you can be in alignment with heaven and good things. Be safe. Be happy. See you next time.